If your daughter has irregular periods or she's missing periods entirely, and the doctor recommended to use birth control for the diagnosis of PCOS, I want you to understand something important. Birth control pills for PCOS is not wrong. It's actually the first-line treatment, and it works very well. It regulates the hormonal environment, protects health in the meantime. I'm not here to tell you don't use it if your doctor recommends it. Absolutely use it. But here's what most parents don't hear in that appointment. Birth control is managing the symptom of irregular periods. It's not treating the reason her hormones are dysregulated in the first place. In many teenager girls that have polycystic ovary syndrome, the underlying driver is insulin resistance. And when we address insulin resistance through lifestyle modification and in sometimes medications, we can improve the hormonal picture, improve the menstrual regularity, and support metabolic health in ways that matter for the rest of your daughter's life. That's what I want to walk you through today. So let's get into what's actually happening in your daughter's body and what we can do about it. First of all, what is PCOS? PCOS stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. And despite the name, it doesn't necessarily mean that your daughter has cysts on her ovaries. What it's actually describing is a hormonal pattern, specifically higher testosterone or other androgens. And those androgens are important to regulate the cycle, and all women have small quantities of those androgens. When you have too much testosterone, that creates an imbalance between estrogen and testosterone, and that can lead to irregularity of the cycles. PCOS has also been associated with higher risk of anxiety, depression, disordered eating, and up to 4 times higher in teens that have PCOS. So teens that have PCOS are more likely, almost 4 times, to have eating disorders and irregular relationship with food. And most teenager girls, again, have insulin resistance. And I'm going to talk about what is the connection between insulin resistance and PCOS. When your teen has insulin resistance, it's producing more insulin than other girls who don't have PCOS, who don't have insulin resistance, in order to regulate the sugar. And the ovaries respond to this higher insulin by producing more androgens. It's like a feeding signal. High insulin leads to more signal to the ovaries, then the ovaries produce more androgens, disrupt the regular cycle, and that's how we get to irregular periods. Now, birth control is the first step management in terms of medication, and it works by controlling the high testosterone, like shuts down the ovaries production of the ovaries. But it doesn't do anything to address the underlying insulin resistance. And that's why we need to support the metabolic system and produce insulin more efficiently. And eventually, the androgens can indirectly also improve just by improving the insulin resistance. I've seen it many times over and over again. I have seen many girls with PCOS, and they were following lifestyle interventions, and they were able to restore their menses without any medications. Or even those girls that were in medications were able to successfully get off the medication and keep having consistently normal periods just because they had better metabolic health. And it's not about just the regular periods, right? You have better skin, you have better energy, the girls feel better. Do you think having PCOS is your teenager's fault? No, it's not your teen's fault, and it's not your fault either. PCOS is not caused by being inactive. We know that it runs in the family, so there's like small genetic component, but sometimes it also comes with no family history when the hormonal systems are already under the most strain of puberty. And I want to say that because I see a lot of girls that blame themselves, and they have been told directly or indirectly that it's their fault, that they need to try harder, eat less, and move more. Now, that framing is not only inaccurate, but it can also be genuinely harmful in a population that already carries this risk of elevated risk of disordered eating. So before I talk about movement and food, I want you to understand that the goal is to have a healthier hormonal metabolic profile. And the approach that works the one that's supported by evidence, is not about restricting food. It's about supporting girls to live a healthy lifestyle. What is the importance of lifestyle modification in girls with PCOS? How does lifestyle modification affect PCOS? As I mentioned, insulin resistance is one of the major driver forces. And if we improve insulin resistance through lifestyle modifications, through making the right selection of foods that are appropriate for insulin resistance, then you can also see better outcomes in PCOS. For example, there's not like a perfect diet that is better than the other necessarily. We know that Mediterranean diet, which is my favorite, but they're like really whole foods, fresh foods, less processed foods that are less in glycemic control. Those are the kind of foods that help girls with PCOS. So try legumes, whole grains, whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and you don't necessarily need to avoid carbohydrates. As I mentioned before, girls and boys need carbohydrates while they are in their puberty, but it is the type of carbohydrates, the quality of the food, so that we don't get those huge spikes after eating certain food, so that we can have lower insulin surges. So a meal that has carbohydrates that are complex and they have a little bit also of protein and they have fiber, that's what gives you less insulin resistance. For girls that have PCOS, we don't want to cut out certain things as absolutely do not eat that, but we want to give some guidance of try to eat more of this, less of this. And this is the approach that will work, and it's the approach that doesn't make eating disorders come up, because we don't really restrict food. We just help make better choices. Now, how about movement and exercise? Absolutely. Exercise about 150 minutes per week of moderate to intense physical activity, or 75 minutes of vigorous intense activity, at least 2 to 3 times per week. If you can do it every day, is even better. Then that will absolutely improve insulin resistance without even losing 1 pound. And the teenagers doesn't even want to have to go to gym. They can just do dancing, swimming, basketball, anything that is fun activity. Just do more of that. Even go shopping to the mall and go out for a walk every day, at least 60 minutes. That is going to have a tremendous improvement. So for girls that already have a complicated relationship with their body, having to tell them you must exercise, a thing that we force them. I don't want this to feel like a burden. Movement can be fun. So do something that makes you feel good, that you have fun doing it, you enjoy, listen to music, talking to your friends. That is going to improve insulin resistance in a fun way and consistent way. Another third thing that helps with insulin resistance in girls with PCOS is sleep regulation. We know that sleep disorders in teenagers are very common, and I'm not saying that only if you sleep enough that's going to be a cure, but not sleeping enough hours is another hit to somebody who's already having increased insulin resistance. It makes it worse. So by regulating the sleep, you can improve insulin resistance that has to do with dysregulated sleep. And of course, there are medications like birth control pills, as I mentioned, can bring down the testosterone and the other androgens. There is also metformin. It is a drug that we use for teenagers that have diabetes. And there are other medications that your endocrinologist can talk to you about regulating the androgens. All these medications have side effects. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but they have a place, right? There is an option, and I prescribe these medications for my patients all the time. But what I would like to emphasize is that medication is not the only option. And in fact, if you combine the medication with those lifestyle modifications that improve insulin resistance, you may be able to decrease the dose of the medicine, you may be able to come off the medicine, or you may be able to make the medicine more effective. So what are some action steps you can take this week if your daughter has PCOS? So here's what you can do right away. Have a conversation, and if you have concerns about specific blood work, you can discuss with your doctor that they can check for insulin resistance, they can check for the androgens, keep a calendar of the periods, see if she would meet criteria for medications. The second thing is open a conversation with your daughter about lifestyle modifications and start by making small changes in the food. And if you don't know what foods are good, I have created 30 free recipes for teenagers that have high insulin resistance. You can grab it for free. That will give you a good starting point. And then you don't have to change the diet 100%, but maybe you can make a 20% improvement in the diet by selecting some of these meals. Start substituting, start changing some of those meals with those meals that are higher in protein, higher in fiber, more fruits and vegetables, have more water, and then incorporate some activity. And this is what I want to leave you with. Your daughter's body is not broken. Her hormones are responding to a system under strain. There's a lot of hormonal imbalances. There are a lot of hormones that are very high during puberty. Insulin resistance is high in puberty. And we need to treat the whole picture. We need to build lifestyle that support your daughter's biology rather than trying to change it. And if this video was helpful, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Again, subscribe to my newsletter so you don't miss any. I send out weekly emails, and share this with your friends and families. I'll talk to you next week. And if you have any questions, please post it on the comment. I'm going to read every one of them, and I can answer all your questions in the next videos. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.